It's okay. It's okay. This is my audience, Auntie. All right.
No, I just wanted to make sure because that was.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna come over here, y'all. If you don't mind, please. Excuse me. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Isabel Peru, and today I'm going to be talking about defensive driving. What is defensive driving? You know, everybody asks, but does everybody drive? Who drives? Who's wanting to drive? Yes, we are all going to drive. Throughout our lives, we will all one time or another drive. Whether it's on a highway, a dirt road, or a freeway, we will all learn how to drive. Now, defensive driving is a good course to take because what it does is it's going to help you. It's going to help you decide, and help you make good decisions while you're on the road. If a car's driving too fast behind you, you know to slow down and let them pass. If you're behind a car that's driving too slow, it helps you, pass the car using precautions. So all that comes into play. One thing about defensive driving is that the state of New Mexico offers great opportunities for everybody. If you go to dmv.org or .net/New Mexico, it'll show you what courses you can take to become a better defender driver. And those courses do help you. It's whether to rack up your points as a driver. You guys will learn that if you get a speeding ticket, when you get a speeding ticket or any ticket, those points go down. So in order to have those points go up, just like a credit, you can take those defensive driving courses, and they have that go into consideration. The good thing about defensive driving, taking those courses, is good for when you get a CDL license, if you want to drive a school bus, if you want to, drive any big heavy machinery. All of that will come into consideration when applying for those jobs. Defensive driving, what can it help do? Well, it can help you be better precaution while you're on the road. It can help you find, things that are wrong, when to stop, when to go, all those things. And the only way to get those practices is to actually drive, right? So you have to have some kind of driving experience in order to take a defense driving course. So a course usually lasts no more than 8 hours, actually. So, to spend one day, a work day, trying to take this course, it can help you. It could help rack up your points, a driving point that, within 10 minutes of getting a speeding ticket, it could lower that point down. Taking this defensive course can help you get that point within one day. So, that's good too. There's other driving courses you could take if you look on the New Mexico website. Sorry, excuse me. So the main goal of defensive driving, Jahidi, which I did some research on, he quotes and he argues, and I quote, defensive driving has the main goal, reduction of causeway accidents through the education of those that take part in such courses, end quote. And that means just, it'll help you, when you take a defensive course. As I quote again, Jahidi, he states that, I quote, the training based on unifying creative meditation focuses on developing the abilities to drive vehicles to improve the individual's life quality through emotional development, learning procedures, knowing mindfulness and awareness with the purpose to increase safety on public roads and to save lives. Defensive driving can save not only your life but other people's lives on the road. Meditation can help with defensive driving. Whether it helps road rage or to help people who are scared are always paranoid of driving on busy highways. So if you meditate before you drive, it can help you, excuse me. And he just states that it does help you. Meditation can help with other things, drug addiction, alcohol, it could help with phobias, so meditation can also help with driving as well. I can't see the minutes. Can you?
Yeah, 4:24.
Okay, thank you. So, another thing that, excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, so defensive driving and external costs of accidents and travel delays. It can cost you less money if you take a defensive driving course. It'll cost you less money in the long run. Having to save to repair your car, having to save the repair of your children's car, it'll help you, and it could help them too. Instead of them stopping when something's going for them to keep going and the accident happened behind them, which rarely happens, but it can, but them taking a defensive driving course can help them in the long run. And I quote from Stein, a unified model of accidents and travel delays costs describes the role that defensive driving efforts plays of balancing these costs and the cost of effort itself, end quote. And what she's saying is that it can save you money in the long run from having to, pay for a whole car that's totally damaged or just a headlight or a fender. All of that helps. So, I mean, taking a defensive course is good. Something that I also learned was that not only do you need defensive core, like I spoke in the beginning, but even being a bus driver or getting your CDL license, all that helps. And I quote by Sutton, she argues that nowadays students who live further than a mile away from school of their route involves crossing a busy intersection are transported by the school bus district, end quote. So yeah, there is school buses, but if we decide to drive a school bus, that does help, accidents and things on the road, but also that helps your children that live farther away from a mile that do drive. Taking a defensive course can help them in that way because there's so much busy traffic during school. So all of that comes into play. Defensive driving is great. It helps everything that you can think of. There's state of New Mexico. I can't tell you the rules and regulations or our laws which we live in, but I can tell you that it can help you in the long run. And it does take time to practice, and driving carefully does help in the long run. Thank you guys so much for listening to me talk about defensive driving, and I hope you guys one of these days do take a course and think of me. You guys have a good day. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
you.